right, welcome everybody. Petri here. Hey, we're just going to make a little quick additional video here that goes along with our last video we created, which was our still life painting, which we did here. We covered all the meat and potatoes of how you're going to create something like this from start to finish. The very, very beginning, your paper, your layout, your preliminary sketch, then your final contour drawing over the top of your preliminary sketch, and then starting out using the alla prima method and working into all of your colors and getting your paints and your washes out onto the paper and working through this. So that was the video we just created. You might have seen it in the last couple of days or so. If you're brand new here and this is your first time here seeing this video, you'll definitely want to check out that video. I'll put a link below for that video in case you haven't seen it, but this is what we're discussing now, adding some lights. And so I wanted to just mention I took some titanium white, added a little bit of yellow ochre or raw sienna to the very, very top of the paint tube. So I take some raw sienna or raw or yellow ochre, put that in to the top of the paint, stir it around a little bit so that my titanium white, which is stark white, the yellow golden color will add a little tint and make it a little bit warmer of a white. So you don't want it stark white, you want it just a little tiny bit of the golden color in there. Once I did that, we just took it and we just fixed up any areas that we thought we could add some white to. So I added some over here on the glass jar, the mason jar. I added some over here on the rim of the mustard jar because I painted over that. Somehow, some way, my brush stroke went over the top of the mustard jar. So I wanted to recapture that light. I added some white there. I added some highlights to the bottom of the stem of the shorebird. So we have a shorebird with a pedestal and a stem. I added a little bit of highlights there, a little bit of highlights on the wing of the shorebird. Also, I added a touch here on the lime of highlight, a little dot of highlight there. I also noticed that the apple, the highlight probably would have looked a lot better if originally I added it up on the top of the apple. But instead, I had added it to the side of the apple. So I just smoothed out the apple over here with some water, a damp brush, and then I put my new highlight with my titanium white right there. I also added some highlights to the beautiful red rose up top here. So I just added a little highlight to the top of the rose in a few areas, just a couple little dabs of light. I think I dabbed a couple little bits of light on the green leaves here, leaf forms. And from that point, I think that was pretty much, I added a little bit of detail too to the pepper down here. I added some highlight to the pepper stem that's on the pepper. So you can kind of see, you can go back in, touch up your paintings a little bit with some white. You just don't want to work more than 5 or 10 minutes at most on touching up things and then just put it to the side, because if you add too many touch-ups, then people might notice it and then it becomes like, it detracts from the actual beauty of the painting. So if you can do a few touch-ups here and there, that's fine, but you wouldn't want to work more than 5 or 10 minutes on that. All right, so that's perfect. And I also wanted to mention too, before we sign out here, we'll also be creating some workshops in the near future. I'm hoping that by the end of this year, we're kind of moving into 2026 now. I'm hoping by the end of 2026, I'll have some workshops starting here on YouTube, or we might do it on like Zoom or another application like that. So the only thing is I have to work on getting a good setup with some new microphones and new cameras and things like that. And I have a good friend of mine that helps me with all my cameras and microphones and everything to help me set up things, because he's an expert at that. And I'm really not too, savvy with, audio-visual components and things like this. So I need someone to kind of give me direction and set things up for me, help me to get the best results possible. So that's why it's going to take me a little time. But I did notice that a lot of people are interested in workshops, and maybe you can leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know, are you interested in workshops of maybe just maybe doing some intensive study with me, or I can kind of one-on-one, or we'll have maybe 5 or 6 people together in a group and we can be online and we can have our cameras on and we can look at our artwork and share pictures and of what we're doing. If you're interested in these type of things, let me know, because I'm interested in starting something up like that, because I know some of you maybe want to accelerate your artwork and your progress. And so sometimes the best way to do it is just to have a bunch of questions waiting and just start, getting into a group of people where you can just start putting all your feedback together and everyone gets their answers, to their questions. So that'll be fun. I think a workshop usually is like that. You can really get a lot of good insights into things with watercolor if you have a lot of questions, but you just, seem to like be, maybe not, you just need more direction on a one-on-one basis. So that's something I'm looking to do. I'm hoping if I hear a lot of you saying you want me to do workshops and maybe get together where we're online together, let me know. I will definitely start working on that more intensively. But in any case, I'm still creating all my videos and enjoying it. I'm hoping you enjoyed the video we just did on this beautiful still life here with the flower bouquet and all of the fun, interesting subject matter that we have in this. And again, I'll be back just before you know it, making another video. I think the next video I'm going to be working on, I'm really excited. I saw a great picture, and I snapped a picture of something I saw recently when I was out and about, of a beautiful bridge with some country houses in the countryside and some mountains and trees. So we're going to have that next on the next video. All right, we'll see you soon. Great to work with you. And we're signing out. Bye-bye.